Okay. All right, well, welcome everybody, and thank you for being here today. My name is Jennifer Luckadoo, and I am the president of the Optimist Club of Lynchburg. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the club in case you're not familiar with the organization. We are part of Optimist International, and that is a worldwide volunteer organization made up of more than 2,500 local clubs whose members work each day to make the future brighter by bringing out the best in children in our communities and hopefully in ourselves. The purpose of the Optimist Club of Lynchburg is to develop optimism as a philosophy of life. And of course, we also want to aid and encourage the youth of our community. We've been working with the youth of the city of Lynchburg and the surrounding areas since 1987. And our members include people from every aspect of the community. We have business people, we have people who are in the civil service, work in the educational field, cultural, retirees, and young professionals. We are always open and welcome new members. So I have enclosed one of my business cards and a business card for Chuck Kramer. He's our vice president in the program. So if you're interested in the club and would like to get a little more information, please feel free to reach out to me later. We also have a Facebook page and a website that you're more than welcome to visit and check out. But, you know, on behalf of the Optimist Club, I am really, truly honored to be here today. To recognize the men and women who dedicate their lives to keeping the citizens of Lynchburg safe. I was on my way over here today, I was telling Matt, and I was on a work phone call, and I told the person where I was coming and what I was doing, and she said, "That is awesome." She said, "That is just fantastic. Thank you so much for honoring these folks." She said, "Every single person who works in law enforcement of any sort, right now," she said, "everybody deserves a medal and an award." She said, "They have been fantastic." So that comes from just, you know, a citizen of Lynchburg. I just cannot tell you what an inspiration you are for young people, and not so young people as well. We are proud as the Optimist Club to support you and to recognize you. It is truly an honor to be here today and to promote your profession among young people, to let them know that there is a career option for them and how valued your service is to the city of Lynchburg and the surrounding areas. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Matt Marsteller. He is the program chair. So over to you, Matt.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So I would encourage everyone to visit the Optimist Club of Lynchburg's website. You can get a really good feel from the pictures that are on there. This is the only non-youth related program that we do for the entire year. And I'm going to talk a little bit about how we all came to be here today, but this is the only non-youth related one. We recognize the youth from the rec centers in the city. There's a career technical program day, gov school program, oratorical contest, and it's really neat because Major Jameson asked me to speak, I think 6 years ago now, at this program, and I did, and then he said, "Why don't you come back next month and see one of the youth programs, just to kind of check it out." And I did, and I ended up leaving there wanting to join the club because you get to see that there are a bunch of kids out there that are really good kids, that are the future, that are going to do some awesome and phenomenal things, and I've been a club member ever since. So if anyone ever wants to come when things are back to normal for a free trial run for a month and hit a club meeting, please reach out to Jennifer or let me know. We would love to have anyone who's interested in helping promote us. So we'll kind of move forward. Acknowledgement of guests. So ordinarily there's 30 or 40 people in a room, and I've got a couple folks to recognize, and I think everyone in here pretty much knows everyone else. But certainly Melissa Foster, the director of the Department of Emergency Services, is with us. Our deputy director, Amy McDaniel, is here. Thank you. Pam Watson, Angela Marks, Elizabeth Slaughter, Thank you. And Will, of course. We're going to get Will up here in a few minutes to read the nomination. Thank you for being here. I am very honored, like Jennifer said, to be able to grow our program. I'll talk about that a little bit more in a few minutes. But just to be here, to be able to recognize a phenomenal communications specialist. And you'll hear a little bit about her accomplishments when Will reads the nomination. It's the things that, and I can speak from experience. I've known some of the ladies in here for a very long time, and what the guys and gals do up here are behind the scenes that no one ever really gets to see. You call the police or the fire department, they show up, and you kind of get forgotten about sometimes. So the work that y'all do is phenomenal. It's tireless, and it's largely unrecognized until today, right? So I do need to recognize a few other folks. Jim Ballingy, who I know a few of you in here probably know at least the name, if not the face, and Patrick Profit from Hurt and Profit are the other two committee members for this program. So the three of us are the ones that sort through the nominations, evaluate them, and then determine who is selected to receive the awards. Also, certainly worthy of noting, this portion of the program sponsor is Wells Fargo Advisors. So Bruce Light, the office is over off Paulette Circle, I believe, out there in Windhurst. Bruce Light is actually our club vice president, who's been a longtime sponsor of this program. Could not be with us today, unfortunately, so he asked Tammy James to come in and pinch hit. So when it comes to being able to sort of fund this portion of our program, we certainly say thanks to Ms. James and Wells Fargo Advisors. I'll offer up a round of applause. Thank you. So I've talked about it twice, how we came to be. So for a number of years, the Respect for Law program was the non-youth program of the year. And according to Mark, it was sanctioned by Optimist International. Well, the board voted back in the summertime, our board of directors for the club voted to expand that program and not just recognize the police officer of the year, but to grow the program and recognize a communication specialist and a firefighter as well. So obviously growth of a program equals growth of money. We've got a couple other sponsors that we've been able to bring on board. Campbell Insurance and Petty, Livingston, Dawson, and Richards graciously agreed to become sponsors for the other two portions of this overall program. So a big thanks to them, and really Jennifer. She helped facilitate making the money happen. So thank you to her, certainly. So we're here today, obviously, to recognize and honor a tremendous communications specialist. Typically, we have guest speakers. Like I said before, Jameson asked me a number of years ago, words of wisdom. We had to cut somewhere, right? We could only have so many of us in here. So we decided to go ahead and just sort of leave the guest speaker portion out of it this year. We will certainly look to bring that back next year. And we've had folks, Ron from the Academy has spoken, Commonwealth's Attorney Bethany Harrison spoken, Stephanie Meehan from Juvenile Probation and Parole, which is how ideal is it to get her to talk about the youth of the community as the head of the juvenile juvenile probation in Lynchburg. So we've had some Susan Clark last year from Victim Witness spoke. She did a great job. I was going to ask everybody to come forward, but since you pretty much already are forward and equidistantly spaced, over the last few months through Ms. Amy McDaniel, I was able to facilitate and request some nominations for this award. To be considered for the Lynchburg Optimist Club Communication Specialist of the Year Award, the following criteria must be met, just so your coworkers know what they're up against next year. Feel free to share this information with them. Over the course of the current calendar year, the nominees responded with assistance to all emergencies in an expedient manner as to provide the best protection available in attempting to save lives and property. Actions demonstrated dedication to the field of public safety communications and a continuing interest in maintaining the highest standards. Persons nominated for this award shall have consistently displayed superior service, maintained respectful relations with the public and department members, consistently demonstrated significant initiative, and have made important contributions towards the city and the department mission, vision, goals, and core values. Nominees shall also have demonstrated the ability to work well with other employees and conveyed a positive attitude in the work environment. Personal and professional conduct must be indicative of unimpeachable moral character, integrity, and dependability. The nominee maintained a positive attitude towards all aspects of the job. They displayed conduct that merits and receives the respect and esteem of coworkers, supervisors, peers, and others. They exhibited outstanding performance in controlling any situation and displayed exceptional courage, foresight, alertness, and skill and handling of critical incidents and unusual situations. After soliciting nominations for this award, our evaluation committee selected Ms. Whitney N. Bunch to receive our 2020 Communications Specialist of the Year award, our inaugural. So I'll ask Will Hedrick if you'll come up. I'd like to get Will to read the nomination so you can certainly see why, one, the criteria have been met clearly, and two, you're so deserving of this recognition.
All right, well, thank you, Matt. And I'm glad you read that because the nomination starts off with that criteria. So based on that criteria, I nominated Whitney Bunch for the Optimist Club of Lynchburg's Communication Specialist of the Year. So Whitney Bunch serves as the Assistant Supervisor on midnight shift. She works the hours of 22:30 to 0700. While Whitney does serve as Assistant Supervisor, she also works the communications room floor in the capacity of Communication Specialist while the shift supervisor is on duty. So she fulfills both roles. Over the course of the past year, Whitney has demonstrated the values and mission of the Lynchburg Department of Emergency Services on a consistent basis. This is shown in her willingness to go above and beyond the call of duty to ensure that the citizens receive the best help available while assisting Lynchburg's other public safety agencies. The best example of Whitney's dedication to both the citizens of Lynchburg and Lynchburg public safety agencies occurred during a period of civil unrest that occurred during the first few weeks of June 2020, an unprecedented event. Whitney volunteered to work a dedicated police radio channel on June 1st through the 3rd, 2020, to assist officers during this period of civil unrest. All 3 of these days were on her regularly scheduled time off. Whitney worked a total of 25 and a half hours of overtime in this 3-day span. She remained calm within the storm while assisting LPD with requests, documentation, and other matters during this time. She was dedicated to providing the best services to both the Lynchburg Police Department, which in turn allowed them to keep citizens and property safe to the best of their ability. Throughout this entire incident, Whitney displayed those qualities of foresight, alertness, and skill. These qualities allowed her to handle this unprecedented event with the utmost professionalism. Furthermore, Whitney is the consummate trainer and team player. While it's not practical to always have a trainee on midnight shift, Whitney still assists newer employees as they come to the shift. She is always looking for teaching opportunities for these newer employees with the goal of assisting them to become even better communication specialists in their own right. She assists the trainers on the other shifts with field training, the program that we have. She also assisted the personnel training supervisor with creating several binders of calls to go over with new hires while they are in the initial phase of training. Whitney's latest project involved a mapping quiz to give new employees practice in their vital skill of map reading. These traits also led to working well with others no matter the shift or the hours. Whitney adjusts well to any shift, and she has the utmost respect of her coworkers and the other supervisors. Whitney assists with overtime on other shifts as needed and has come to work overtime on several of her days off. Based on that above example and the criteria that Matt read, it was my pleasure to recommend Whitney Bunch for the Optimist Club of Lynchburg's Communication Specialist of the Year.
All right, come on up. It's time for the formal award presentation. So at this time, I would like to present Whitney N. Bunch with, as I said, our inaugural 2020 Communication Specialist of the Year award. So we want to do some pictures now, I guess. You can hold it, I can stand here, and we'll do some others after as well. I swear I'm smiling underneath. It's terrible when you pass somebody on the street and you smile at them and they can't see it. What I also have to present you is the $50 gift card to Iron and Ale, which is a fine choice of restaurants, I agree, as well as a pocket-sized Optimist Creed, which we will read here shortly on your program, and the Optimist Club of Lynchburg Millennium Medallion celebrating 2000. So that will be yours as well. If you'd like to say a few words, now would be an excellent time.
Thank you guys. Thank you to Will for writing that. It was really nice. It's hard.
Yes, yeah, speak up so we can, we're going to play this for our club members at some point, so now you're super on the spot.
No pressure, no pressure.
It's really hard to accept an award like this when you're really a team. So I just thank all my teammates, really. I mean, everybody that came in to help me during that civil unrest. They were, key to me doing my part. So every dispatcher that I work with deserves this award, truly. So thank you.
Very welcome, very welcome. Just skipping through a few things since we have already covered them. Yeah, at this time, really, again, I'd like to thank Ms. Foster, our department head, and Ms. McDaniel, and Ms. Watson, Ms. Marks, Ms. Slaughter in the back. It's nice, actually, it's kind of cool to do this in a very sort of unique and sort of close and private. I mean, as much as it's great to have 50 people, this has been kind of close and very cool. And certainly to Ms. James and Wells Fargo Advisors for really making this happen. We do greatly appreciate it. So I'll turn the program over to our club president. We will do our Optimist Creed, and we'll conclude at that time.
Great, thank you so much, Matt. And Whitney, congratulations again, and thank you so much for all that you and your team do. It is so much appreciated. So thank you and congratulations. Can't wait to come back next year and do this again. Like I said, I think your coworkers have some really tough competition now. So we'll go ahead and close with the Optimist Creed. If you'll look on the back of your program, please, and we'll recite this together. Promise yourself to be so strong that nothing can disturb your peace of mind, to talk health, happiness, and prosperity to every person you meet, to make all your friends feel that there is something in them, to look at the sunny side of everything and make your optimism come true, to think only of the best, to work only for the best, and to expect only the best, to be just as enthusiastic about the success of others as you are about your own, to forget the mistakes of the past and press on to the greater achievements of the future, to wear a cheerful countenance at all times and give every living creature you meet a smile, to give so much time to the improvement of yourself that you have no time to criticize others, to be too large for worry, too noble for anger, too strong for fear, and too happy to permit the presence of trouble. All right, that's it. Thank you, everybody. We appreciate it so much.